Heat and humidity that's been here for the past couple of days is long gone. Perfect conditions as Matt Weil gets ready to put it in play for Michigan. Amir Carlisle, part of a very much improved special teams unit for Notre Dame, awaits back. And Carlisle's going to bring it out to about 4 yards deep in the end zone and gets no further than the 16-yard line.
Not in the game. He hurt an ankle last week and he's not on the field.
So the first play of the game goes to Folston, and he gets it up to about the 20-yard line for a gain of 4, where it'll be 2nd down and 6.
The tailbacks in the country.
Ball just across the 20, 2nd down and 6. And the give once again up the middle to Folston, short of the first down. Will bring up 3rd down and a couple or so. When you talk about Michigan and Notre Dame, coaches and players, everybody just seems to know one another. 3rd down and 3. And Folston with his 3rd straight carry, very close to the first down. Big, huge game for Hope and the Wolverines, and able to hang on is Will Fuller, as Ramon Taylor was on the defensive coverage for Michigan, and that'll be a loss of 1.
Yeah, and
start for Golson in the offense as they burn 2 timeouts. 2nd down and 11. Golson to the air, and that pass is complete at the 29 to Chris Brown. From its own 30.
Here comes Greg Madison with a cross blitz with the linebacker.
Golson hangs in, tosses to the near sideline, incomplete to Will Fuller, and the Irish will have to punt on the opening series.
Down, he can make that catch, so he bobbled one and missed another.
So 5'7", Dennis Norfleet awaits the Kyle Brinza punt, calls for a fair catch and drifts back to the 23-yard line, where Michigan will set a 46-yard punt for Brinza. No score in the early going between the Wolverines and Irish. As the aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, everything we've learned making tires that go the distance inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. Garden, who had the monster game, career game against the Irish last year. 4 touchdown passes, including rushing for 1, threw for 292 yards in the game. Dangerous on the ground and through the air, but the Irish there to meet Derek Green for a gain of maybe a couple. After a 1-game suspension, you've also got Mason Cole, a true freshman, starting at left tackle for the Wolverines, and there is Funchess. And in the work, his first catch is good for 12 yards and a Michigan first down. And going the other way here is Norfleet, just 5'7". Tough to see coming around those blockers, and he's about at midfield after a gain of 14.
All those giants, he's the diminutive one.
Michigan on the move with another first down. They go to Funchess, and Funchess gets no more than 1.5 yards or so. And
see what happens tonight.
2nd and 8. Gardner out of the shotgun, and he gives it to Derek Green, who gets close to the first down.
Big, tough running backs that Alabama's had in their recent past.
There is Green, stop short, and that's going to bring up 4th down as the Irish defense is there to meet him.
Ball, 4th and 1.5. If you're the Irish, you've got to be alert to not jumping off sides on a hard count.
Way too far for a field goal. Michigan going to give it a shot here. The fake to Green. Gardner wheels, and the pass is complete to Carriage, who picks up the first down. Gain of 4. He tutored A.J. McCarron. Gardner just kind of improvising and just dumps it off to Norfleet, who's crushed at the 30.
That's football.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. And Gardner whips it out, and this time Norfleet will go nowhere. And he's down the stretch after lighting it up against Notre Dame last year. There is Funchess, slotted left. Carriage in motion, goes way out. Gardner steps up. Short of the first down, will bring up 4th down. Jalen Smith, who's been all over the field tonight so far, met him. And his legs beat us. So far, the Irish keeping him under wraps. 46-yarder by Matt Weil is no good. McDaniel is now in the backfield, flanking Golson to his left. The fake to McDaniel, and Golson over to Amir Carlisle. Pass is complete for a gain of 6.
Shown up yet tonight. He hurt an ankle a week ago.
And here is Cam McDaniel, his first carry of the night, just short of the first down marker.
He's got a huge chip on his shoulder.
It's a 3rd and short. And McDaniel picks up the first down for the Irish.
Fired up, a little too fired up. And Coach Kelly had a little talk with Everett on the sideline. He came back out with coaching speed.
Steps up, fires over the middle, complete to C.J. Procise. Gain of 19 for the junior out of Petersburg, Virginia.
What I like, back out over the line of scrimmage. That's the first time I've seen a quarterback tonight take his time and do what he's supposed to do.
Big gain, Irish down at the Michigan 41. Golson steps up, has this pass with a little touch on it. Chris Brown was the intended receiver. Jordan Lewis might have drawn a flag on Brown.
And
pass interference. Defense number 26. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
So a big penalty against Michigan. Greg Bryant gets his turn on first down and 10. Ball all the way up to the 26 of Michigan. And here is Bryant doing what he does best, spinning his way inside the 25. Delray Beach, Florida. They fake it to him, and the slant route is complete to Amir Carlisle for another first down.
It's a lot of pressure for a quarterback.
So after the 3rd and final timeout, 1st and 10 again here from the 12. Golson floating it up into the end zone, incomplete. He wanted Corey Robinson, and another flag comes in.
Pass interference. Defense number 26. The foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line.
So
first down.
So from the 2 on 1st and goal. McDaniel gets inside the 1, 2nd and goal.
And I tend to agree.
He says, I hate labels. I've always had to prove myself. And on 2nd goal, his number is called, and McDaniel opens the scoring. On an 8-play, 71-yard drive, which was really keyed by a couple of interference calls on Lewis. Brinza with the extra point. A scheduled meeting between these two storied schools as Brinza, with him and his Irish, up 7-0. Dennis Norfleet watches it sail over his head. Gorgeous early evening. Downtown skyline of Chicago.
Wow.
Out of the distance. Beautiful shot. Windy City, just a little more than 100 miles away. Talk to go. So here are the Wolverines trailing 7-0. And this is our first look at Davion Smith, this 2-pronged attack for Michigan. 2nd and 5. They give it to Smith again, and Smith for first down yardage. Finally tripped up out of bounds by Elijah Shoemate, but not before a gain of 10.
Usually
Well, it was 102nd in the nation in rushing last year. One of the big areas that they want to improve on, and Funchess is in the clear. 6'5", 230, rumbling all the way down to the Notre Dame 35. Elijah Shoemate finally brought him down, but a gain of 26 for Funchess. Number 1 jersey. Already 3 catches for 40 yards. He had 7 catches last week. Whoop. Flags come in as the ball was never snapped, but on the ground.
like the left side.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Move to the wide out position, and he's proven to be tough to defend so far. 1st and 15. Michigan keeps it on the ground as we see Derek Green again to switch from the 87. 2nd down and 9. We'll bring up 3rd and long as Green gets maybe a couple. Romeo Okwara up front on the stop. Gain of 2.
A lot of Tranquil and a lot of Hill in Notre Dame's time.
Big key down here. 3rd and 7 for the Wolverines. Play clock down to 2. They get it off. Gardner feels the pressure from the right side. Pass incomplete. He wanted Funchess. It'll bring up 4th down. Matt Weil into attempt a 48-yarder. He missed earlier from 46 yards. And this one doesn't get off the ground barely. 25, just starting the second quarter here. Greg Bryant gets the handoff from Golson and weaving his way, picking up a pretty good gain after it didn't look like much. Jordan Lewis. So it's been a running back by committee so far. Golson rolling out to the near side, pass complete to Fuller for the first down.
Yep. Blitz.
And a handoff inside to Bryant. Moves the pile close to midfield. On 2nd and 7, Golson was a little high on the target, who was Ben Koyak. Irish trying to keep this drive alive at their own 49. Golson steps up and delivers it.
Drop.
And it's incomplete. Yeah, that had a little steam on it, didn't it?
Had a lot of steam on it.
There is Norfleet awaiting the Brinza punt. And he calls for a fair catch. High hanging, good punt by Brinza. And so Michigan will start inside its 10-yard line at about the 9 when we come back. Notre Dame up 7-0 just into the second quarter. Right here on this first weekend of September. And look at that sunset here on the campus of Notre Dame. Michigan sets up deep in its own territory. You'll see a lot of this. Gardner rolling out. And this pass is complete to J.U. Chesson, the sophomore from St. Louis, for a good gain of 16 to kind of get Michigan out of that hole. Out of high school, was rated the #1 dual threat quarterback in the country. He was even a wide receiver for a time in 2012 when the former Michigan quarterback Denard Robinson was hurt. Multi-talented, dangerous on the ground and through the air. And here is Gardner to the near side. That one is complete for the first down to Chesson again.
Boy, for thanking them for the opportunity to be a counselor at their camp.
Impressive. Classy. Now 5th-year senior Gardner with that quick hit to the right side. It's to Chesson again, but Notre Dame is there to meet him.
Are becoming one-dimensional, standing in the pocket. Gardner's completion versus zone blitz was excellent.
Funchess is up high, top of your screen. Gardner was looking this way, but can't get Funchess. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
That is
Michigan trying to keep its drive alive at its own 39. Key 3rd down and 10 play here. Gardner having one last word with Funchess. Set up on the left side.
Yeah, you better identify Funchess.
There he is in motion. Comes back. Gardner gets some pressure from Sheldon Day. Able to escape that, but not.
Wow. That's speed.
The rest of the Notre Dame defense, loss of 2.
Yeah, then comes 23, the other freshman, and what they're trying to do is get more speed on the field in their dime package.
So Will Hogrup with his first punt of the game for Michigan. And this is Cody Riggs, and just when they came off a great special teams performance, it is on Waller, who's able to recover it after Riggs bobbled it. Riggs had a couple of 20-plus punt returns for good gains last week against Rice. You know, we by special teams for Notre Dame. Sets him up at the 20 here, as Onwualu was able to recover it, and Folston comes up the middle for not much.
In that pocket.
Golson completed passes to 7 different receivers last week. He's already connected with 4. And on 2nd and 8, he connects with Fuller for the first down. He beating Stanford 13-10 earlier today. Of course, the Trojans and Cardinal on the Notre Dame schedule upcoming. Ben Koyak close to another first down. So 2nd down and 1. And they give us to Folston. If you stop short, it's just going to depend on where they mark it. Can't lose sight of the fact that this could have huge implications depending on how good the seasons are for the Irish and Wolverines later down the stretch. And that one complete.
Hey,
to Carlisle for another first down, gain of 12.
I mean, it's just starting to surface now.
And gone through some injuries, which he's fought through as well. Here's Golson. That never looked good from the start. Again, as Golson's looking to the sidelines, and here comes the pressure up the middle, and they give it to Folston. And Folston short of the first down. Close to the Wolverine 35, gain of 6.
Yeah, he knows he's got next. He snapped that with about 2 seconds left.
3rd and 3. Going right to his left and not able to connect with Procise.
One-on-one down on the bottom.
And Golson gets the first down. That's complete to Fuller for a gain of 11. So on 4th and 3, Notre Dame keeps this drive alive.
And it's all right on number 7.
Ball at the 25 of Michigan. Notre Dame already leading 7-0. 5.5 to go here in the half. And right down the middle to Robinson for his first catch of the game. And the big 6'4" sophomore hauls it in from Golson. And Fulston gets about a yard up to the 2. And Golson's just going to keep it. And he stopped short. Ball at the 1.
Down to 9, 8.
Golson throwing it to the end zone to Amir Carlisle.
Amir Carlisle is having the night of his life. Cole has not played it down tonight.
4th catch for Carlisle. And Brinza pumps it through to make it 14-0. Gardner. Nussmeier working from the field. Normally in his coaching career he's been upstairs, but been a lot talked about between Nussmeier wanting to make sure that he's got direct communication with his 5th-year senior quarterback Gardner. And the Wolverines in a 14-0 hole. By the way, that was Carlisle's first touchdown reception of his career. And Brinza's leg big as the Wolverines will come out to the 25-yard line, trailing 14-0. It was 13 of 14 last week in the win against Appalachian State. Begins this drive with a handoff to Norfleet, and Norfleet with a good gain. Chased down there by Jalen Smith. Gain of 7 for Norfleet. Gardner timing is knocked down out of his hands, and he's lucky to just get it back. But the ball all the way back to the 15-yard line. Romeo Okwara. Loss of 17.
Communication issues.
Gardner fakes it to Funchess and then keeps it on the ground.
Yep. Draw.
For an undisclosed team violation. But an excellent punt of this one, a low kick. And Riggs able to field this one and get loose up close to the 45-yard line. The last 5 in the final 27 seconds of regulation. Notre Dame here with just 1:20 to go in the first half. Golson on the run, throws it away. 2nd and 10. As he sat down with Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning, all coming up on the Discover Card halftime report. Notre Dame without any timeouts, burning 2 very early and then a 3rd. Will Fuller hauls it in for the first down.
Good job getting ready quickly.
And Golson with a nice check down to Cam McDaniel. I believe he picked up the first down. Yeah, gain of 11. 32-yard line, which they're close to now. That brings in about a 50-ish yard field goal attempt for Brinza and McDaniel, which they totally fooled the Michigan defense. McDaniel with one of Notre Dame's 2 touchdowns. 2nd and 6. 49 seconds and counting, and Golson trying to make something happen. And then he connects, and it is complete right at the marker to Koyak. It's a 3rd and that short for the first down, as it was a catch, but not for the first down. Golson going for the end zone, and a leaping grab made by Fuller. Right in the corner, Blake Countess was draped on him, but Fuller with a 24-yard grab from Golson for the touchdown. With Brinza's extra point here, 21-0.
The free safeties in the middle of the field. He cannot get over here, especially if Everett Golson holds him with his eyes. From behind, there's the safety in the middle. Everett Golson comes late, and a beautiful throw. Coverage was pretty good by Kaunis, but watch the route by Fuller, who's one of the fastest players in college football, creates separation. The ball's thrown high, gets up in the air. The receiver does his job. The quarterback makes the decision pre-snap and throws an accurate ball. And this is what's cool. Look at the excitement. Touchdown. No picks. Beautiful night for the kid.
And Norfleet with no chance to bring it out.
Disrespect to that team, but it was like pulling teeth. This year, with that kid at quarterback, anything's possible.
See if Devin Gardner can do here in the waning seconds. Incomplete, one at Funchess.
The offensive snaps in the first half. There's a hole.
Gardner down the middle of the field, incomplete. That was Norfleet be absolutely pumped. With Notre Dame up 21-0. This is Justice Hayes, close to the first down marker.
Ball to Funchess more often. When we've thrown it to him, we've been successful. Notre Dame's not doing anything special to take him out of the game.
Yeah, Funchess has been stuck on that 3 catches for quite some time. Gardner deep down the sidelines, incomplete. He wanted Chesson. It was Cody Riggs step for step with him on the far sideline. Activities in front of hearings to eventually decide their fate. 2nd down and 10. Gardner unable to connect there with Norfleet again, and that will do it for the opening half. And wins in college football with 911. Notre Dame 3rd in that category with 875. A look at the first half stats. Notre Dame football and NBC presented by Under Armour. Rushing yards pretty even. 21-0 though in favor of the Irish. 42nd meeting and last on the schedule. Notre Dame has won 5 of the last 7 at home, including the last one a couple of years ago. That is when Michigan turned it over 6 times in that 13-6 loss, but clean game from a turnover perspective. 21-0.
Yeah, this has been domination both sides of the line of scrimmage by Notre Dame in the first half.
And Michigan will have its hands on the football first. Brinza is through the end zone, and the Wolverines will begin the second half at the 25-yard line. Different story, 6 and 8 on the road, and he's in a 21-zip hole. Gardner wheeling out to his right, being chased by Isaac Rochelle, and Gardner is able to elude him and turn it into a good gain. Michigan shut out in the first half. And picking up the first down is Derek Green and the Wolverines. Ball at the 36. Gardner hanging in the pocket, steps up, the pressure gets to him, but he gets away from it and gets across the 40, still short of the first down, but Gardner turning something out of nothing in a gain of 6.
Yep.
And this play clock is close to running out. Just gets it off, and he gives it to Green, and he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage by Jalen Smith. But he does say he's still not totally comfortable in that new inside position. 3rd and 7 for Michigan. Gardner steps up, and it's intercepted. Max Redfield on the run for Notre Dame, and he's brought down inside the 40.
Fell style zone blitz. House is rocking.
Viejo, California, and Notre Dame looking for more. Starting their first series of this second half in Michigan territory. This is Greg Bryant. Gain of less than 1 for Bryant, so that's 2nd down and 9. Whistles come in and stop the play as a flag is thrown.
Full start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
That's on the very first penalty of the night comes against Notre Dame in the early going of the second half. Golson to the air, and almost a one-handed grab there by Chris Brown, incomplete. Or perhaps get Brinza into field goal range. Golson Just rockets one. Procise isn't able to hang on. 4th and 14. Golson has to go along with all that elusiveness and quickness. So Brinza just trying to pin the Wolverines back deep. Ball lands at the 2 and checks back at about the same spot. And Michigan will begin at about its own 1-yard line. Beautifully done by Brinza.
Your team picture?
Here is Michigan beginning back at its own 2, trailing 21-0 after the beautiful punt pins him there by Brinza. Green tries to buy him a little breathing room, gets up to the 5-yard line, and since 0 for 6 with a pick. 2nd and 7. And not much there again for Green. And last year early in the season against Purdue, and is the real leader up front for Van Gorder's defense. 3rd and 5, pressure coming to Gardner, and he gets the ball away complete for the first down at the 15 to Funchess. Gain of 8. 9 yards in all, and Michigan has got more than a little breathing room now as Davion Smith gets the call. Due to Tom Harmon patch on Gardner's shoulder pad. And number 98 keeping it along the right side, close to another first down. And 70 years since Harmon graduated that a Wolverine was allowed to wear it. And on 3rd and short, Michigan out of a pretty good hole here at the 2-yard line, keeping this drive alive down 21-zip.
And that quarterback sneak.
And now they've got movement along the left side and a flag.
Ball start. Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
This O-line's going to have to gel. They had 2 guys drafted in the first 100 picks last year off that O-line.
This is Smith is able to elude 1 tackler and get something out of it on 1st and 15.
Young Lewis Nix is a 330-pound true freshman, Daniel Cage.
2nd and 14. Gardner feeling the pressure and gets it away to Funchess, who is across the 30, well short of the first down.
About all 11 players.
Big 3rd down here for Gardner, feeling the pressure again up the middle and just gets it away.
And Gorder's defense does. It shows you the illusion of pressure on one side and then brings pressure from the other.
Talking to Van Gorder before the game, he said, you know what, I didn't think I'd ever come back to the college game, but I'm loving it. Loves his Notre Dame defensive players as Cody Riggs returns this to the 40-yard line. Get more ACC games on its schedule. Michigan needs to get 9 games on its Big Ten schedule starting next year as Notre Dame starts this drive at its 39. And Golson just kind of running for his life there, throws it away. He was very public about it, and Swarbrick was very disappointed and frustrated that he did make such a deal about it on 2nd down and 10. This is Folston cut back for a loss of 1. Correctly exercised. So all in all, a lot of he said, she said by both sides. But sad part, bottom line, is that this is the last one in the foreseeable future. 3rd down and 11. Golson and has the first down complete to Carlisle. On the run, a beautiful throw which gains 21.
Yeah, a lot of things going on here.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 47. 15 yards from the end of the run.
Wow.
Automatic first down.
Late hit by Ryan, and Notre Dame is at the Michigan 26. Folston still on his feet. Down the list a number of times played. This is the 42nd meeting. Fuller is having a good night in his own right on 2nd and 12.
Expect the rivalry. At some point, we just need to get over it and move on.
Here comes the pressure by Michigan on 3rd and 4. Golson gets rid of it, and he picks up the first down to Fuller. 1st and 10. McDaniel is to the left of Golson. And Golson gives it to McDaniel just to kind of cap off what you were talking about, rivalry.
All those series are going to be fun to watch down the road.
And you never know. Michigan and Notre Dame are going to meet in a bowl game. 2nd and 6. And this is Carlisle going in for the score. Second touchdown of the night for Carlisle.
Amir Carlisle, I mentioned the transfer from USC in the slot. Quick and explosive. Bubble screen. Gets in behind Nick Martin. His father is Dwayne Carlisle, the strength and conditioning coach for Purdue, who Notre Dame has next week. And I'll tell you, this kid's got a lot of talent. People have been waiting for it. He kind of got buried on the bench, but it's a huge night for Amir Carlisle.
Faraday was here on the Notre Dame campus yesterday with the 1988 Notre Dame national champion coach at the pep rally. Holt's, of course, a big golf fan, loves to play, and, well, not exactly the greatest of hair days for Faraday yesterday on campus. But again, it was very hot, very humid.
I don't get the sense he really cares, do you?
No, he doesn't care in the least bit. That's part of the charm of Faraday, so that'll be good for Lou Holtz Tuesday night at 10 o'clock on Golf Channel. Brinza puts it in play as Notre Dame has stretched it out 28-0, and Norfleet is going to give this one a try. Gets no further than the 15-yard line. Well, not in the history of this series has Michigan ever been shut out against Notre Dame. Still scoreless with less than 3 minutes left in the third. So Devin Gardner beginning at his own 16. Goes to the air, and it's complete to Funchess. And
nothing's gone deep so far except for one interception by Michigan.
This is Green. Notre Dame has beaten them up front. 2nd and 9. Gardner going back and going long. Down to Funchess, and there is a great example of what Funchess can do.
Size differential is 6'5" versus about 5'9" or 10.
Just like that, Funchess has him in business at the 40. Nothing going on the ground. Notre Dame really bottling up that Michigan running attack.
He's going to keep a safety over top of him.
They're 6'5" versus 5'9".
Yeah, but there's a safety over top.
2nd and 9. Gardner's looking Funchess. Wait, now he's scrambling and fumbles the football, and I believe Notre Dame has it. Yes, they do. Last thing Michigan needs now is this turnover.
Joe Schmidt, the former walk-on middle linebacker, is going to get a piece. Gardner keeps it alive, eyes down the field. Number 38 from the left side, right there with the hit. Ball pops loose. Number 90, Isaac Rochelle, jumps on top, and it's big turnover for Notre Dame.
Schmidt, which caused the latest turnover, 2nd of the game for Michigan. And here is Notre Dame and Greg Bryant up across the 40, and his troops going over the latest strategy for the next time that tough defense gets back out on the field. Bryant close to the first down, but just short. That'll bring up 3rd down and less than a yard. Notre Dame and the Irish face with a 3rd and 1 here to begin the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Michigan needs a stop badly. Bang.
At the 40, and they get it. Carlisle swarmed by multiple Wolverines, and Kyle Brinza. Dennis Norfleet, all 5'7" of him, waiting back at his 20. And he's been doing a lot of waving tonight for Brinza punts. Fair caught at the 20.
His eyes see it. He trusts it. Really good stuff.
Gardner begins this series to the air, and stepping in front is Riggs. 2nd interception for the Irish. Well, here we go from the 26. Notre Dame with the ball back. Golson. Just dropped by Fuller.
No doubt about it, and is so confident in what he is seeing, his reads of coverage.
That was a gain of 6 by McDaniel. Sets up 3rd and 4 from the Michigan 20. Golson swings it out to McDaniel. Looking for the first down marker, diving out of bounds, and he picks it up. RG3 and some others, so that has also improved Golson's confidence. Golson has the ball knocked out as it was being delivered from his hand. I believe it was intended for Fuller.
A really agile, mobile quarterback used to throwing in the pocket helps him with Golson.
2nd and 10. Little option pitch here to McDaniel, who's down to the 10. More driven. Big down here for Notre Dame. 3rd and 6 from the Wolverine 10. Golson with plenty of time and buying more. Now what's he going to do? Throw it away.
Only 7 for 14 career between 40 and 49 and 40 and 49.
Well, no problem there.
Big leg.
Here in the last scheduled meeting between the two teams. The Wolverines will begin the next series again from the 25-yard line. As this half, Michigan 4 possessions, 3 turnovers, and a punt. That's not going to get you out of a 21-0 hole at halftime, which they were down. Ball complete at the 30 to Funchess. Gain of 6. They've turned the ball over more. In fact, 6 trips to South Bend now, 19 turnovers for Michigan. Pass complete to Khalid Hill. He picks up the first down on 2nd and 4 call. Gain of 9. Gardner feels pressure from the left, tries to get out of it, but he is not going to get away from Jerron Jones. Who,
that's a good start.
You get over to the 300 mark and you get closer to dude land. Well, this is a dude. Funchess,
wow,
who grabs his 9th catch of the game by Notre Dame tonight, leading 31-zip, 9.5 remaining. 3rd down and 5. Gardner trying to shovel it out to the outside of Justice Hayes. Last 6 games down the stretch last year, they got hammered by Kansas State in the bowl game, 31-14. And on 4th and 5, trailing 31-zip, they punted away. Cody Riggs will set up Notre Dame in the next series at about the 12-yard line. The largest margin of victory in the history of the series is 38 points. Olsen's still in there and handed off to Bryant, who's finally brought down. Joe Bolden leading the charge for the Wolverines quickly, and he made it very clear that he wanted his team to go out in the last meeting here with a win, and it's been a resounding performance by the Irish as Fuller gets the call.
I agree with all of that. You and I watched tape of him one day. Remember how quickly he beat press coverage, and you were like, oh, wow, look at that.
Golson on 3rd and 5, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. He wanted Koyak. Oh, that was the tape that I guess the Notre Dame coaching staff was forced to watch because Nussmeier, the offensive coordinator, they had all sorts of worries. Oh, that one just got off there by Brinza. And calling for the fair catch at the 41 is Norfleet.
And that
they fired up. They're Irish up 31-0. Gardner with a give to Green. A semi-reunion when you get down there. Coaches who know coaches and players who played for both, on both sides of the ball who get to.
Tony Alford is kind of acknowledged as one of the top recruiters in the entire country.
On 3rd and 8.
Ball was tipped.
Yeah, ball wobbled into Darbo's direction, and he was able to hang on for a gain of 10. As this one has been out of hand for a while. And Gardner is going to go down. It was Daniel Cage, number 75, who had a handful of his jersey, and he ends up losing 5. There is Cage. Talk about a dude.
Topo and buddies to get there. They got 7 to 9 true freshmen playing on defense tonight. Crazy.
Yep, Van Gorder said it might be 8 by the time the night was over. When we talked to him yesterday, Davion Smith carries for the first down for Michigan for that pressure. And here comes the edge pressure by Farley on the left side, and then Gardner's able to get rid of it for a completion to Darbo. Gain of 13, 24. And maybe a yard for Davion Smith.
We're in the secondary, and they've won the battle at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9. Pump fake by Gardner going deep. Darbo was the intended receiver. For several months before he said he made a business decision and decided to come to Notre Dame. 3rd and 9. Nowhere to go again.
Very conservative call.
Well, this play right here on 4th and 9 will have a lot to do of whether Michigan is maybe shut out for the first time in the history of this rivalry. And Gardner is swarmed over and goes down at the 35, and Notre Dame takes over with 2:40 left, and Van Gorder is beside himself.
That tells you a little something about Brian Van Gorder. He brought the house. Man coverage, and watch, everybody's coming. Farley off the edge. Colin Hill, the true freshman, up the middle. Look at 43, 6'1", 230 pounds from Texas.
Quarterback for Notre Dame. Malik got into the game last week against Rice. Gives it to Greg Bryant. Zaire's second straight week. You know, you get Zaire some reps.
Yep.
And Kelly told us to talk about the importance of that. Just getting him into the game. Timeout on the field. 1:20 left. Notre Dame, are they going to preserve the first shutout in history? We talked about that earlier in the game, and here is Zaire running it out on 3rd and 16, short of the first down. Stanford will be very, very tough. You know that, but possibilities of unbeatens going at it in Tallahassee, Seminoles and Irish, we'll see.
It's one of the highest, shortest punts I've ever seen.
Never look back. Gardner's pass complete to Norfleet.
I'm really impressed by how well they've tackled and how aggressive and fast they've played defensively.
Well, the series will go Michigan 24, Notre Dame 16-1 in this 42nd meeting. And the last play of the game is a pick. And it's Elijah Shoemate. Is this the way it's going to end?